Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Dardish show. I am very, very excited for our guest today and for this episode. It's going to be a juicy one. When we spoke today about the episode, we decided to cover certain topics that might have a lot of juice in them. So welcome.
Cross the red lines and no limits.
Cross the red lines. So you've been doing that a lot lately. Let's just jump into the topic. But before doing that, can you just introduce yourself real quick, man?
My name is Abdullah Humood. I'm a producer. I graduated from Los Angeles Cinema and Television Arts. I have a lot of projects under my belt. Thank God I'm blessed. Alhamdulillah. And let's keep it there. My name is Abdullah.
His name is Abdullah. My name is Eid. And I really love podcasts. Welcome to the Dardish show, a place to sit back, relax, and enjoy a good conversation. All right, so let's jump into it. Let's just talk about your last video straight away, all right? So me and Abdullah last weekend, we were hanging out and we heard about what happened in Saudi Arabia.
Right.
And I remember him telling me that he wanted to create a video covering this interesting topic, movement, change, whatever is happening in the region. And lo and behold, Abdullah is pretty fast when it comes to doing things in life. 2 days or a day after that, he's like, hey man, the video's done, check it out. And I saw it and it was absolutely amazing. I really loved it, man.
Yeah.
I loved a lot of things about it, yani. The energy in the video, the way you directed the video, the message, how you had a hook, which a lot of people didn't really get until halfway through the video.
Right.
So that was very interesting, which I really would love to see more of, man.
Thank you so much.
Would love to see more.
Yeah. Thank you.
So I'd like to start with some feedback. How was the feedback on that video? What made you want to even create it?
What made me want to create it? To put it blankly, I just wanted to prove that through media you can actually present an idea or correct a misconception that is going on around. Simply using Instagram and simple tools about a topic that went viral on social media and in the circle, in the region, talking about the opening of the Formula E in Saudi. And there's a lot of negativity came about it, and I don't like being negative. Anything that's negative, I try to stay away from. And if there's a way to actually show people or maybe open their eyes into something positive, then let me use that. The second reason, to be honest, is actually I wanted to gain traction in social media. And as it might sound, whatever I said just before this sentence could be because we said we want to cross lines, right? Yes. So let's do that. Personally, there's a personal gain behind it for my social media.
I love how honest you are.
خلينا نكون صريحين يعني. I'm not the preacher who would be like, oh look, there's something positive that happened, but being us, I think millennials or people who'd actually sought success, we need to look at the positive side of things. There's a nice saying that I heard a while back and I keep going by, which is be like a bee, not like a fly. Which is like both of them, they fly, right? Both of them, they go around, but maybe in the same field. But then each one of them actually looks for something different. So the bee actually looks for flowers. So it keeps an eye out for flowers. But a fly
jumps on everything.
On
Well, that's Abdullah Humood, guys. Welcome. This show is going to be a very juicy show. I'm excited.
Nice.
Yes, so, would you like to share the 5F, brother?
Yes, hype me up, man. Kharratni.
So let's talk about being a fly versus being a bee.
Right.
So when you say landing on What does that mean in terms of how can you apply that? Yani, that's a beautiful metaphor, but how do you see and apply that in your life?
Okay, basically, now recently that the year is ending, right?
Yes.
You see a lot of posts and a lot of people in your own circle, maybe around you, they'd be talking, oh man, this year was I hate it. I can't wait for it to end and for the new year to come, and it's going to be better than before, and all of that. And we hear this every year. You know what I mean?
Every year.
Every year people keep saying that instead of being like, well, you can be like, alhamdulillah, the year is ending and let me look at the good stuff. Instead of like focusing on the bad stuff that happened and I wish this year ends. No. Okay, wish this year ends, that's fine. Look up for the future with a positive mind. But don't overlook the good things that happened within the year. Don't tell me everyone around me had a bad year. You know what I mean? It's not about that. It's not like looking at things within a constraint of time and being like, well, a lot of bad stuff that happened. No, there's a lot of good stuff that happened. But people tend to overlook that, And this is what I mean by being like a bee, Keep looking at the good stuff, even if it's like one major good event that happened, it would overlook or overcome all the bad stuff that happened within that year.
Have you always been this positive?
No. Not at all.
What changed, or when did it change?
It changed at the beginning, towards the end of last year. Towards the end of last year. You open up topics. I got depressed, even though everything in my life was going well. Everything. Family are good. Work is fine. My living situation is fine, but I'm depressed, and then I didn't know what to do but to actually travel and be alone and cross through the states and a motorcycle, just to be between myself and I. And over there, I had a situation in the middle of the road where I ran out of gas and the tire exploded at the same time. I ran out of gas. What do you mean the
tire exploded while you were riding?
It just the back tire.
And we're talking about a Harley, right?
Yeah.
He was one of those dudes. I saw him on Instagram. He had that entire gear, man. No joke.
Yeah.
Like if you look at his face right now, imagine that with a badass do-rag and a leather jacket and a legit Harley, skulls, walking into bars, with the doors. So continue,
so that happened to me in the middle of the road, and I stopped for a second. I was like, why this is happening to me, and the whole, what's gonna happen, and all the negative things that you can think of, and you start like adding up things out of your life and all of that. But then I don't know, like I stopped for a moment. I looked up the sky and there's like full of stars, right? And I looked at it and I was like, it's so peaceful. I'm in the middle of the desert. It's a night at time. I'm sure gonna be saved. There's the insurance company and all of that, Let me just take this moment in. And that's basically changed everything. It was like a lot of worse things could happen. The tire could explode. I could, maybe die or something. No, look at me. Life is fine. Life is good. And I got saved. Yes, it was to deal with. People actually deal with way stuff. During their life, and basically that was literally the moment that changed everything. Being stranded in the middle of the desert, just between yourself, and no distractions, nothing, and just think, what's good in my life and what's bad in my life. And when I realized, like, if you focus on the good stuff, more good things are gonna happen. If you stay in that circle of like being like a fly, just focusing on the stuff, you're always gonna attract stuff to you, So
that's so true, man. I love that story, man. It's beautiful. I wanted to ask you something. How did you know that you were depressed?
I was sleeping all the time. I'm not waking up in the morning. I'm not doing the things that I used to love doing. I'm not enjoying music. I'm not enjoying my favorite meals, not even sipping the coffee.
Wow.
And that triggered something in me, like there is something wrong. there is something wrong. And then I sit between myself and I used to tell my friends before hitting that depression, guys, I feel there is something wrong with me. Maybe I need to see a shrink.
Wow.
You know what's their reply?
Oh my
Dude,
God.
there is nothing wrong with you. You're fine. For 6 months, almost every 2-3 weeks, I used to say that to my brother, to my friends. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with you and all of that, right? But up until يعني, one day I was like, if nobody's gonna help me, then
I'm gonna help myself.
So I actually went to a shrink.
Wow.
Yeah. And he said one thing that changed, that like made me feel better, and khalas, I started to be better. That's when I decided to do the trip, actually. He said, look at your life, there's a lot of good things are happening, but you're not utilizing them, and you're always thinking of the future.
Wow.
This good job, but this job is not gonna fulfill where I want to go in the future, and you start hating your job. You know what I mean? Your living situation. Oh, I want to live alone and all of that, but I'm living with my family, or I'm living alone in a big house. That's what I used to, right? And he's like, you're not utilizing it by saying, I'm living in a nice house, what do I need to make it better? Instead of like, oh, what's gonna happen? فاهم علي? And he said, once he said that, stop worrying about the future, that changed a lot of things in me. And we tend to do that, by the way, a lot of us, which is like, I'm worried. So you're worried, you don't tend to do things that would help your future. At the same time, the things that you're doing already, you start hating them because you think is not gonna get you to where you want to be, right? But there's another thing that I read. Why can I share this? Like I keep sharing a lot of stuff. That was really, really important. It says, okay, the past, when it says past is past, everyone, we know that. Yeah, but think about that, the past, it would never, it's a fact, come back. No matter how much you keep thinking about that certain situation that happened to you, or the shower talks, or other, it would never come back, no matter what. So just believing in that idea, you'd stop blaming yourself for things that you've done, because khalas, it would never come back. And then there's the present. And what's the present? The present is actually, it says, a fraction of a second between
future and the present,
between the past and the future. It's a fraction of a second. So there isn't something that's actually called, well, I am in the present right now. No, past. Just right now, we're in this, right? The way you said hello, welcome, a past. Khalas, it's not the present. Can we go back? No, we can't go back.
Yeah.
So it also makes you think, like, I don't want to stay in wallah khalik in that sense, because it's passing, right? And the future, no matter how much you planned for it, okay, it will also never be the same way you always wanted it to be, because nobody knows. You can be close enough, but it's not going to be like, oh, well, Abi Bachir, or I want to wake up tomorrow and do the same exact, I want to have my coffee, and then I want to make this call, I want to drive this and other. If you plan it step by step, it would never be the same.
I think you can plan the future, but you can't predict the future.
Yeah, you can plan for the future.
Yeah, I think accepting that things might not always go the way you want them to, but having a sense of direction is very important. I completely agree. I mean, I think it's like these pages that are unfolding over each other constantly. You right now, like, this is now the present, now it's the past, and it's constantly coming back. But I think it's more of just being flexible with life. Like, literally. I don't want to go all Bruce Lee and be all water. But seriously, man, like, what I love about, I don't want to be like all positive and all that, but seriously, what I love about
life.
Why
not? Wait. Why not? Why not? I don't want. See, this is what people like. Oh, like, you can't be positive all the time. Sure, but try as much as you can.
Oh yeah.
You know, or hype yourself up like crazy, believe me.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, like, I don't want to be the just
preacher.
Okay. Yeah. I want to basically know that sometimes these things, no matter how much you plan for the future, the beauty about it, you'll never, ever know. Like me and you wanted to start this conversation. We were a bit tired. We had a long day.
Yeah.
And we were like, shall we do it? Shall we just sit down and chill? We never knew in a lifetime that we were going to cover these conversations.
Right.
And me and you sat with each other a lot.
Right. But the podcast happened. Is that what you mean? Like, we planned for what's happening, but we never know what's gonna go exactly.
It's like human needs, you know, like certainty and uncertainty. You know, like I'm certain that I'm gonna have a podcast, but I'm uncertain of what I'm gonna talk about. I'm certain that Al Pacino's movie is gonna be dope.
Yeah.
But I don't know what the movie's about.
Yeah.
So you have these both paradoxes, which is interesting in life, Arab. Yeah, and when you plan for an event to be fun or joyful, it might not turn out to be that, and you might get disappointed. But the best part is when you never expect anything, and then boom, you know. And that's the thing about happiness. How do you know? And have it. Like, if we want to talk about that event, for example, and have it at heart that it will go well and it will pass. And this is what I meant. It will go well and it will pass. You know, wow.
Funny thing, my brother got married last week, right?
He's in wedding as well.
And in the wedding day, he was so stressed and so, you know, anxious and all of that. And what if things doesn't go the way I want and all that. I told him one thing, dude, the night will pass, we will celebrate, we will dance, and you'll end up with your wife. It will happen.
It's as simple as
whatever in between, let it be. You know what I mean? Let it be. It's gonna get there. For هذا الشيء, this is the thing that I like. If I try to be positive and social media and stuff like that, am I feeling good all the time? But even looking at myself, feeling that or saying that, it makes me feel good.
Wow.
You know what
amazing.
I mean?
I love that.
Yeah, not just to others, حتى to myself.
That's beautiful, man. That's beautifully put, صراحة. And even though I'm not feeling good all the time, but although I'm not feeling good, but because I told you this, man. And yesterday I saw a dude and he told me that Abdullah is very positive. So you see, it's this ripple effect, صح? And even if you're not feeling it, you put it out in the world, it will come back to you. Other people will feel it. You seeing your videos will make you feel good.
Imagine, for example, a lot of the days I would wake up in a bad mood and all of that, and I'd act it out that I'm positive. Okay?
Nice.
I act it out. Okay. Hello, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and all that, right? And I post it, and I was like, "Khalas, it's gonna go in the cloud and whatever, you know." And then I get this one message back, which is like, "I love your energy, and I actually wake up in the morning to go and see your story because it makes me want to start my day beautifully and all of that, and with positivity and all that." And just that thought, even if I'm feeling bad and you know, just in that thought that somebody is actually gonna have a good day just because something that I said makes me feel good. If that didn't happen, then I'll stay in my negativity. I'll think I'm doing and my day is going bad, and probably everyone around me, their day is going and bad and all of that, and I'll be stuck in that circle. Just because I tried to push myself and saw that effect coming back at me. No, it took my mind into a higher realm to think of wallah,
I love that.
ترى صدق والله deep talk.
I'm not telling you. I believe
كنا يعني like in my mind I was like, oh, we wanted to do this podcast and cross lines and stuff like that, but it's like in the end, man, in the end, والله شوف in the end we're all riding a bus that we don't know where this bus is headed, you know, and whoever is at the front of the bus is the same at the back of the bus. We're just like gonna get to the same destination.
And we're all looking for the same thing. I think we all want love, we want to be happy, we want to have peace of mind. And do you know what I like about you, man? You're very grounded. I don't want to say calm, because you're not calm. You're grounded. 2 minutes ago, I was going to say you're calm, but I rethought that, and I think you're grounded because you have fire inside of you.
Oh, yeah, baby.
I swear to God, guys. But he has, some people call presence. I see it as grounded. And even when he's talking to somebody, he has the space when ما تحس إنك مستعجل to finish a sentence, you know. He gives you the space, and I love that about you, man. And I love that in people. You know, when I find people that actually take a step back, because this allows you not just to take a step back from the person you're having a conversation with in front of you. It'll allow you to take a step back from the person you're having a conversation with in your head, you know? So having the space between each thought is very essential, I think, for your overall perception of the world, man. And if you just straight jump into conclusions and react instead of act to the world, you know? I mean, instead of reacting to the world, you start acting, you'll constantly be asleep and unconscious, you know? But having that space allows you to just be
mindful.
exactly.
Once you be mindful, you everything is gonna go smoothly. Even about, like, you know, taking perception of other people and all of that, right? It makes me just leave judgment away and think about the same thing that what I said. Like, everyone is in that bus. You'll excuse everyone for their actions. مثل ما, you know, everyone is trying to get into something. بس بالأول والأخير, like, we just want to be happy, we just want to have love, we just want to make money.
Yes.
Because it's part of happiness too. Let's be realistic. But yeah,
I agree, man.
Yeah.
But you spoke about, like, the perception in front of the camera and behind the camera, and
I'm just checking if it's recording. Sorry.
of course you are, Abdullah, official producer. Of course you are. It was so hard getting him on the chair. He loved the cameras. You worked with a very big hit show that happened and stopped, Swar Shaib, season 2. And you've been around these quote-unquote successful people, celebrities, influencers. How are they, man?
In what sense? How are they?
In terms of them in front of the camera versus behind the camera, they're, I don't know, as humans in general, I'm curious.
Yeah. Well, أشوف يعني, thinking about it in a good way, everyone is good. And in terms of them being successful, good on them. It takes really hard work. But mostly it's not who you see. Like, it's catered, planned, you know, it went through a gateway, which is them and their ideas and the caption that they write and all of that. But that's what we get from them. That's the window that we see them through it. But in reality, it's not who they are. You know, anybody, any celebrity, any big successful person in media, and there is a line between, is like, who am I in front of the people, in front of the camera, you know, and who am I behind it? A lot of them, yes, they try as much to keep it real and true to themselves, but let's be honest, the moment the camera rolls, you put that character.
You see, it's tricky because are you talking about, when you say that, I thought of filters, you know, like it's like somebody's filtering everything they're doing through the camera. And I realized that even in life, I'm not 100% me, you know? Like, it's tricky when you say 100% you. Yeah. Like right now, as I'm talking, I'm filtering words. You know? As I'm sitting with you, I'm filtering other ways of sitting, but through in my brain before actually doing the actions. So I think being real and being yourself is something vague, and we spend most of our lives trying to figure that out, finding ourselves, quote unquote, you know.
You'd never. It's also just changing. It's an ever-changing character, you know.
What if it's cool to be someone else?
Yeah.
What if I like being someone else?
Yeah.
Being different. What if this platform gave me an opportunity to show the world something that I haven't seen. You know, it's like you're creating something that you still didn't know you had within you.
Yeah.
And then it could backfire on you and be like, you're not authentic and you're not yourself, you know?
No, there's this notion where it says, it's a study actually.
Yeah.
Okay. Where it says no matter what you put, even if you act, even if it's not true, it actually, because your subconscious mind made you do these things, you're the one who wrote it, you're the one who uploaded the video, then it's actually part of your true self. There's a difference between you being your true self, because otherwise you, for example, the celebrity wouldn't be a celebrity if that wasn't inside of them.
Yeah.
You know, the fashionistas wouldn't be a fashionista if she didn't take a picture every day with a different outfit and makeup on her. She got that in her. You know, it's not just because of the money. It's a drive, but it's not just, she got that in her.
You're right.
But what I'm saying, the perception of the audience,
yes.
you as an audience,
yes.
is different. فاهم علي؟ ليش؟ لأن أنا بس قاعد أراويك هذا. I'm just showing you this. Because I chose to show you this, you know, but then there is what's in front of the camera and what's behind the camera, you know. Even the same thing where I say, like, you watch a movie, you watch a 1 minute clip of somebody's trip to Vegas, you'll be like, wow, it's amazing the amount of time that they had, and we should know. That 1 minute, within 24 hours, right? If there was a camera rolling for 24 hours, you wouldn't feel a bit of that hype. You know, because it's just like it takes highlights. يعني go to your phone, to your iPhone, there's like this feature, highlight feature out of the pictures, and it's gonna choose a couple of random pictures with the music and all that. You look at it, you're like, wow, my life is amazing. It's filled with stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. 100% man, 100%.
بس in reality it's عادي. في وايد أشياء عادية, في وايد أشياء boring, في وايد أشياء, you know, that is normal and nothing much is going on and all of that, and but it's just and I'm saying this for the audience actually.
You know what I heard yesterday that was really cool?
Tell me.
Louis C.K. is this comedian, and he was talking
about
him.
I love him.
I'm sure you will, because he's kind of like you, Arad.
I love him.
So he was talking about how one day he was how this device is taking us being with ourselves for even a minute. We can't sit with ourselves for a minute. And one day he was in his car listening to a song, and he said, do you know that place inside of us where it's empty and forever empty and it never goes away, it's always there, it's always there?
Yeah.
He said, I was driving once in my car and he heard this song. I guess it was like an emotional song. And he said, oh, here it's coming up. That weird place is coming up again, you know. So he grabbed his phone, and what we usually do is we don't want to go to that place. It's scary. We don't want to feel that. So we grab our phones and we send hi to like 10 people. And then 5 of them reply, and then we'll see the cool people and then tell the other people we don't reply. What he decided to do that day, he decided to pull over and just face that emotion, face that wave of whatever it was. Call it loneliness, call it sadness, whatever it is. And he said he just let it hit him like a bus. Boom! And he embraced it. And he said what happened after that was very interesting, because he said when your body experiences an emotion, just like sadness, very intense emotion, it releases antibodies to balance it up.
Okay.
So you, after feeling this deep sadness, you start feeling this deep happiness. And when you don't give yourself permission to go there, you're never really sad, or you're never really happy. You're always kind of in between, you know? So people go through their entire life just
you need to feel one to feel the other, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah, you need of course,
Exactly.
How would you know the taste of happiness if you don't feel sadness? And it's totally okay, like embrace it. It's one of like our emotions and our feels, and that's what makes us a human. you know, if I keep distracting myself from feeling that. But shuf, to be honest, at the same time, I have a counter thought about this, right? So if avoiding this feel is what actually driving you to keep on going on, okay, if that works for you, good for you. You know what I mean? If a lot of people like they say, I enjoy listening to sad music and sit alone, have a cup of coffee by the window and all of that, if that works for you, good for you. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean that I would experience it or I need to go through that the same way the other person is doing.
Yes.
Yani all what I wish is like, be good. Be good. You know what I mean? Worry about your own happiness and be good and all of that, instead of like thinking of others and فاهم علي؟ يعني and instead of like thinking is like, oh, we're very distracted on our phones, we don't talk to each other no more. You go into a cafe, like yesterday I went into this cafe, I entered, there's a guy playing music and 3-4 people are on their phones, you know, like literally not enjoying the music and not talking to each other, right? And it came to me and I was like, this is kind of sad, you know, but at the same time, but this is the world that we're living in.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe they're talking to a loved one. Maybe
they're videoing the guy. Maybe
they're enjoying a conversation. Maybe somebody's reading an article. Maybe this is the world that we live in. Period. It's a fact. We can't change it. يعني في idea, شوف في counter ideas. You see these videos where it's like, you know, everyone, their heads on their phones and they're not talking to each other and walking in the street and going, you know, to a cafe and all that. And they present to you that this is the reality of our world, you know? Like, we're not enjoying, we're not talking to each other, we're not. All of that, right? But at the same time, حتى people in the past, they used to have that. You know, they have their newspapers, they have their books, they have their, you know, they're not. As in, instead of also thinking about it in that negative way and showing us that negativity, why not embracing the fact that this is who we are right now?
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's not
100%.
about if you want to have a conversation, you're not that kind of person, then go and have a conversation. Don't make yourself feel bad because people are on their phones. You know? Because a lot of the times you are on your phone, yes. And somebody would walk into you in that cafe and you are the one who's on your phone. فاهم علي؟ يعني instead of like, again, موضوع negative هذا, and it's like instead of like focusing on the negative stuff, no, focus on the good stuff that is happening. And don't worry about people like, no, but they're on their phones playing video games and all of that. Careful. You know what I mean? Careful. If that one makes you happy, it makes you happy.
That really didn't land with me well. 2 days ago, a friend of mine called me and he was like, we're chilling in a Duania. I was like, all right, cool. I'll pass by. I was chilling on my computer working. And I was like, let me go. Cool. See friends. 2 hours. Come back. I went there, walked in, and there was like 3 guys in the Duania. 3 of them were playing PUBG. Listen. Listen. I have nothing against PUBG.
Right.
If I played PUBG, I would have loved that.
Yeah.
But I don't play PUBG. So I was freaking bored, you know? Yeah. So in terms of, you're right, I'm not judging. I judged that day.
What did you do?
I chilled for like half an hour, and I said, if 30 minutes went by without them leaving this game, I'm bouncing.
So you got the choice.
Yes, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
And don't tell me like everyone is gonna be, you know, everyone here you'll visit is gonna be playing PUBG. So you got that choice.
Yeah.
Yes, it feels bad in your own friends, which you'd love to have a conversation with them and all of that. It happens. But this time they were on their phone. Next time they might not. Yeah. Even if they were, you can meet them at a cafe. You can be like, hey, you know, hey, let's have a conversation. Ta'al, you know, wallah. And it's like, come sit, no phones. Now, no phones. And if you want that feel, if you want that thing, yes, you'd wish for it to come from the other person, but if you can't control it and do nothing about it, then you can't control it and do nothing about it.
Yep. There are a lot of things in life we're going to have to know that we can't change.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Talking about phones, man.
Hey,
When we went to the American Embassy 2 or 3 weeks ago, you're not allowed to take your phones. And that's what I loved. You literally sit down, even if you're not talking to anybody, nobody's talking to you, you're just sitting down. There's no other option, anything to do, you know? You're just there.
you have to talk.
You have to. And people, I kind of trying to realize where are the times in my life where I don't have access to my phone, you know? And that's when I start observing how I act and to the, like even in bed now, man, it's everywhere with us. You can't, like I tried doing leaving the phone 10 meters away and put the alarm. It's tricky though, you know? It's like a lot of people claim that they do things, but do they really do those things between themselves? It's very tricky.
Just put
I
my phone
leave my
away.
phone in the other room and sleep. Well, who really? Like, you can, the only person who can prove that is you. To yourself.
True.
So, like,
True.
that's a very false statement. I don't know, unless it's true.
If we're addicted, and as there's a negative effects on us, I'm sure there is, you know, in that sense, in the sense of society, right? But again,
But also there's a negative, positive part of it.
there is,
Yeah.
you know, أكيد there is يعني. بس حتى مثلا okay, yes, I know about addiction and phone addiction and you know, now the phone gives you stats of like how many hours you spent on it and on Instagram and all of that, and most of my time goes there, right? But
How many hours do you spend on Instagram?
والله ما أدري. I think it shows.
Because I usually put an alarm. If I spend 20 minutes, the first 20 minutes of the day, just let me know.
إيه لا هو بس it's a collective. I'm not sure how to pull it up. But it's a collective basically.
He's scrolling through his phone right now.
Yeah. So okay, 4 hours 17 minutes. That's screen time. That's today only. Okay, and I spent 2 hours and 2 minutes on social networking, 52 minutes in entertainment, 26 minutes in reading and reference.
26 minutes of reading.
Half
That's
an
not
hour.
bad.
And entertainment, it could be
What does that mean? Music?
music
videos.
or YouTube, or you know, and YouTube,
Or-
maybe I watch a TEDx. I watched a TEDx today, you know.
I don't know what kind of entertainment you're on.
You know what I mean, like
Yeah.
يعني this is remember that thing where they said in Dubai they're gonna have a chip and all of that. At first I was against it, right? And it's like, why do you have a chip where it has
genius.
all of your information? It's genius, right?
Oh yeah.
At the same time, the phone is gonna, you know, maybe one day be interlaced with our brains, and you know, be like,
It is
I
not.
want to watch a video. It is not, but تخيل
It's
يعني,
not internal.
and it's not bad. It's just what you decide to do with it. You know, it's شنو الشخص as an individual. Yes, with love for all of us as a community, that we all, you know, use it, put it in a good use, but that would never happen. This is life. We're like societies. There's the good, there's the bad.
There's the DMs
people
too
that-
bad.
There's it goes down in the DM.
There's the good, there's the bad, there's the DM. The DM is an entire world by itself, guys.
It's like the
Don't-
dark web of social media.
Yeah, and don't act like you don't use the DM, because I know you do.
Yeah,
I know it
yeah,
goes down in the DM.
That song should play right now.
Yeah, there's a
It
lot
goes
of
down
magic
in
that
the
happens
DM.
in the DM. Thanks for the DM. I was able to contact amazing people.
No, definitely.
I'm serious.
Hey.
And I for the podcast, for business, for other reasons, it's an amazing tool. You can use it to abuse
It is,
people and
it
get
is.
blocked,
Yeah.
which I'm not saying I did. But at the same time, you can use it to abuse people and get them on your podcast, which I did, you know, and it works. So how's the DM with you, Lab?
It's very good one. I get a lot of good comments about some of the stories that I put, and then I get a lot of negative comments, which I decline mostly all of the time. If they cross the line of like, you know, it shows where they're coming from. A lot of the times I'd actually reply to the bad DMs with kindness, with being, you know, like respectful, and all that, and it actually shows into people. like it affects them. A lot of them know, they say shut up and eat shit and stuff like that, but you know what I mean?
This is something
which is khalas, it tells you, why do I need to waste my time and argue with this person or stay in that state of mind? You know, if it's not gonna go nowhere, I don't need to. Khalas, for the initial interaction, if it's negative, I try to reply with being, you know, kind or respectful and stuff like that. If it didn't work out, that's it. I did my part. You know, and I don't even need to even feel bad about it or sorry about myself that I got this, you know, comment or message or all of that. But I'd actually make myself good by saying, I feel sorry for them being that person. Khalas. It's them, it's their problem. It's not my problem that I'm getting bad comments, you know.
Wow.
It's their problem that they wrote the bad comment and they're thinking in that way.
It's a beautiful perspective.
Yeah. Open-minded, the definition of being open-minded, maybe in my opinion, maybe I read it and all of that, is that you accept the other person's views regardless of your own.
Wow,
with no
I like that.
judgment. For example, you're not religious, and then there is a religious person comes to you and he talks about, like, you know, well, I believe this is haram and all of that. Okay, you believe that. That doesn't mean I have to, or I have, you know, or maybe you agree, or it depends. Yeah, it depends on the topic. Take that concept and apply it into even the lesser things. Some people like, well, the right thing to do is I go to the gym in the morning and go, you know, wake up really early and all of that and how that. Okay, that's for you. You know what I mean? For me, maybe it's different. So this is what's being open-minded, is accepting the other person's perception or beliefs, you know, about life in general, or their opinions about, you know, whether it's society or politics or all of that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For them, but not necessarily that it needs to have to affect me. And as much as I accept you, please, I hope you accept me. You know what I mean? This is what's being open-minded.
And do you think الحين in Kuwait people are they're being more open-minded?
Yes.
Yes.
And you mean with my definition?
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
I see that.
Which
too.
is a very good thing. يعني we started to accept one another in public, which is good. You know.
Yeah.
Whether you know what they're wearing, what you're dressing, what you see this culture movement of like underground hip hop, you know, and it's like a lot of them they wear weird stuff to the norm, to the society, but they're actually, you're seeing them going out and about and, you know, and getting accepted into places and not treated. فهمت علي? And this is something nice, because that says we're accepting one another and we're not all the same, which allows to even more space for people to actually express themselves freely. You know what I mean?
Express themselves, exactly, yes.
يعني حتى about tradition, يعني it's like, oh, بس هذا our traditions and we need to keep them and all of that. True, if you believe that as an individual, keep it. That what drives you, makes you happy, then keep it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean everyone have to. That doesn't mean I have to. And I was like, no. And take that notion, even if it happens like it happened in the West, right? And it's like they even have rules for universities, companies and stuff like that to hire different nationalities and different backgrounds and different other. Why? Because it moves us to the future, moves us forward. You know what I mean? Accepting one another, you're different, I'm different, and other. Otherwise, if I'm thinking the same and you're thinking the same, and there is a light bulb that we want to fix, we're not gonna fix it because we're thinking the same. Oh, let's get one screw and like put it in like that. You know, it's not gonna get fixed. But if you're thinking different And now I'm thinking different. You'll be like, oh, let me get the screw. I'll be like, yeah, but if you insert it like, you know, from the other side, maybe it would work, you know. Then see the difference. Otherwise, if we're completely the same, then no good is gonna happen.
100%, man.
Why this session became into like a preaching session kind of way?
I love it. I don't know why. I don't know where he's going, and I love it. I was talking to my doctor 2-3 days ago, and his name is Bruno. He's French, and he told me that he surrounds himself with people with Nobel prizes, and they're very, very intelligent, right? And he was telling me how it's not easy. You know, when you're not the smartest person in the room, it doesn't feel good because you're constantly challenged mentally, and you're gonna have to constantly try to prove yourself. And if you surround yourself and you're the smartest person in the room, it's easier. It's more fun. You feel better about yourself. Your ego itches itself. It's like, it feels so good. But when it comes to growth, when it comes to changing, challenging, nope, there's no growth.
Yeah.
So he was talking about how you're the average of the 5 people you hang out with the most. And I think what he said landed so well with me.
What was that again? I love it. You're the average of what?
The 5 people you hang out with the most.
I am the average of the 5 people that I hang out the most.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And I think it applies with everything. I noticed that like with my health. I noticed that with my intellect. I noticed that with my relationships. If I surround myself with people that have healthy relationships, what do you think they're going to talk about? If I surround myself with people that take care of their health, what do you think we're going to do and talk about?
Right.
So I do this consciously and selfishly, if that makes sense. So today I say, I need to focus on my health, or I need to focus on my business, or I need to focus on my business or videos or production. Who can I surround myself with?
Right.
It's not being, I don't know what's the right word for this, but it is being selfish. It is part of love. Self-love.
Selfish to who? You know what I mean?
That's true, yeah.
Like, you're selfish to who? This is good for me. It's not being selfish.
It's self-love.
Yeah, and بالعكس, I really embrace that. I really embrace to actually love yourself and, you know, go about it and do things that are good to you. You know, so it's selfish to who? Is it selfish to the other friends that you're supposed to hang out with but you did not? But you can look at a lot of ways. If they really love me, then they wish well for me, and this is the good thing that is happening for me. You know what I mean? If not, then no, you're not being selfish. And even if you're being selfish, then be it. If this is what's gonna drive you and make you up and make you hit up and build yourself up and be a successful person, then why not?
Oh yeah.
Why not?
100%.
Yeah,
exactly, man. Anna, if I want to achieve a goal,
don't guilt yourself.
No, I completely agree with you. Like, if I want to achieve a goal, I'm gonna say, all right, what's gonna take me to reach that goal? I'm gonna need these people. I'm gonna need to go to these places. I'm gonna need to listen to these podcasts, watch these videos. I'll get there. You know, there's a lot of reasons. Like, when I join these co-working spaces in Kuwait, I don't join them because I need a place to work. I have a place to work. There's so many other coffee shops in Kuwait that I can work. No, I join them because I want to reach a certain goal. In order to reach that certain goal, I'm going to have to surround myself with certain people. So how can I do that? By joining these co-working spaces. Because if I went to that PUBG Duania to work, for example,
you'll just
you see, So that's self.
True.
And when I say selfish, I mean just be selfish to yourself.
Yeah,
you know, like
that's self-love.
Yeah.
That's self-love. You know,
man. Self-love is very important.
I so love what you said, which is like you surround yourself. And I noticed like lately it was like who the people I'm surrounding myself with, and looking at them, and I was like, this inspires me. You know, yes. I looked at you. You know, waking
inspire
up,
me. I was just gonna say.
You know,
that.
wallah, you wake up in the morning every day and you're doing another. Do I feel jealous? Yes. To be honest, I was like, I look at the time. I just woke up at 11 and it's like you posted something like 4 hours ago. I was like, this dude, you know. And maybe we slept around the same time too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This dude. And I was like, but actually, the first couple of moments I think about like, oh, I'm jealous, man. He wakes up in the morning, but I did not. I was like, Yeah, but I'm in bed. I can get up now and start my day just as like so. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And say, literally, wallah, literally.
Exactly.
So it happens. So it's like,
I heard something about envy, because envy is kind of like jealousy, right? Those are these tricky emotions that you don't usually experience on a daily basis. You know? And it's completely normal and natural, because a lot of animals and other species and kids experience this, you know? Envy from their brothers, siblings, whatever. So it's not about whether you feel envy or not. It's about what would you do after you feel envy. You have two choices. If you haven't seen a friend for 2 years, and when you see him, he's killing it. He's successful, he's doing great, he's exactly where you would like to be. You have two choices. You can either make that depower you, demotivate you, and take the route of being negative and trying to do something that doesn't align with whatever you believe in, or you can make it motivate you.
so I make a lot of videos, right? And a lot of them are corporate and for.
He makes a lot of amazing videos.
Oh, I love it. Thank you. For a lot of you in the media and the media side of things, right? Yes, we love it. This is, our passion. That's what we got into it. But it's work, and work is work, no matter what. Yeah, it becomes normal.
Yes.
A lot of people are like, oh well, I love your space and what you do, and there's cameras around the lights, and I don't see it this way. You can't go to a carpenter and be like, oh well, there's woods around you, it must be nice, and you know what I mean? No. So it's the same thing. This is one. So because we constantly get into that stage, a lot of the times we can't have the space of being creative and do our own things exactly, because there's always a client and an agency involved, and what they want and all of that, and you're gonna do it. If you go to for example a sculpture, right? When he sits alone by himself, he sculpts something really nice. But then if he commissions something, he'll do it exactly as the client asked for. So same thing when it goes to us, right? To making videos. So for a while I've been going through that, and it's like, but I needed the space to actually create my own vision or something,
Masterpiece, whatever.
Yeah, something really nice with colors, you include a model in it, fashion. I want to tap into that. I was, envious maybe of a lot of people that doing fashion, but why not me? You know what I mean? Why not me? Then let me do it. Let's get the elements.
That's the other Abdullah inside his head that spoke to the other Abdullah that said, one of the Abdullahs was like, oh, why not me, the victimizing, and then the Zulm Abdullah came out and was like, hey, why not you? Get your ass up and go and do it.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like,
you bought the balloons.
Wallah. Shoof. And then I was like, since I'm doing it anyways, I got the location, I got the hada. What did I want to create? I had no clue.
Wow.
I just wanted something with lights, something with avant-garde makeup, and maybe a nice dress and a model. What is it? What's the story? How it's gonna go? I had no idea. It's just a face. But I kept going with it, and it kept going for 3 weeks. Up until one night, funny enough, my mom gave me this pill, okay? But it's like supposed to be herbs that helps you relax and sleep and all of that. I took it, I slept. After 2 hours, I had a dream or a vision of what I want to do, and that came from my subconscious mind. I grabbed my phone and I wrote the script. The next day I called everyone, let's do it, we're gonna do it, it's on Tuesday, all of that. And since I picked the time, the location, the place, and all of that, I realized like, okay, but how can I benefit out of this at the same time? So I actually went and picked a designer dress. I bought a designer dress. And that's where the balloons idea came, with the letters, because it makes the letters of the shop. You know what I mean? So I was like, since I'm doing something that creative and nice and I love it, maybe at the same time I can use it for something beneficial and hit with it, tease that brand. Look what I can do. Look what I had.
Question, what was the pill your mom gave you?
I think it's like relax something. It's
His
like,
mom is a pharmaceutical guys. Let's just make that clear. Right?
So yeah,
Man.
that's the project, and it's
I
like
love-
do things that you like at the same time. Yeah, at the end of it, do things that you like, but at the same time, get try to like utilize it for something that would just benefit you. You don't just in our realm, and whatever you're gonna do, basically, don't stop. It's gonna benefit you.
Akhi, wallah, man, I love that you mentioned that. I love that you gave yourself permission to express your creativity, because videographers, graphic designers, sound engineers, you name it, when they're giving projects, right, they do have some room to add their own little taste to it. For example, if you give 5 people the exact same project, each will them do differently. But creating something that's completely yours, it's like your baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's essential.
Yeah.
I think creation is essential. It keeps us alive. When you're constantly creating, painting, gardening, whatever it is, creating something that's yours, I think is very, very powerful. Before we end this amazing, deep conversation, is there something you'd like us to cover?
Not really, but I just had like this other thought, to be honest. I'd like to share it. Look at you, how you're sitting up and talking, and then wrap it up that way. I imagined you really, really up there, having your own maybe, big YouTube or online show, let's say, because TVs are not a thing anymore. And you're crushing it, man. Wallah.
Thank you, man.
That.
If it wasn't for the table, I would have
It's
fucked you
me.
right now. Thank you, man.
It's me.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Now, what I want to add is like I want to be a guest another time, and this and
Anytime, man. You could do another one tomorrow. You could do 2 next week, bro.
This is really good. You're giving up an opportunity for everyone to just like relax and open up and talk about whatever goes into their mind, and such a not a predetermined conversation. Like, let's see where this is gonna take us. And I think I learned a lot out of this conversation. I took a lot of things and maybe other perceptions that I didn't think of before. And I thank you for giving the space.
I like
to
that.
talk and to let things out of my chest, or share things maybe I didn't share before, and it's like just my mind. You know what I mean? So.
Appreciate it, man. I like that. I didn't realize that until today, maybe, that this Dardish gives not just me but also my guests some sort of clarity. Even if we know things that are in our heads, saying them is completely different. Especially the experiences you went through, Yani. There, thank you so much for being amazing, being open, being honest, being the person you are today. Continue crushing it, my man. And I'll see you tomorrow. We see each other every day.
Every day.
If you have any message you'd like to say, that's your camera. Give it your all. Go for it.
I want to start by saying life is effing hard, no matter what you do. So accept that fact. Keep going with it. It's gonna pass. Time is not gonna come back. Keep crushing it. Pursue your dreams and catch them. And if you don't, it's fine if you let go sometimes. Totally fine. Find something else. Keep getting this.
And on that note, guys, have a beautiful day.
Yep.
And I'll see you in the next episode.
It's gotta be against the law to look this damn good. Watch out now. Cause baby, I feel real good and I wish I would. Watch out now. It's gotta be against the law to look this damn good. Watch out now. Everybody watch out. Watch out now. I'm ready for a good time, and I came to groove. The whole band's here and we came to move. Got a fresh haircut and 2 new shoes. We're here all night like we got nothing to lose. I'm coming out the jacket cause we're turning up the heat. I wanna see you clapping when you get up out your seat. It's time to make it happen when we hit these streets. I'm coming in hot and I can't be beat. Watch out now. Baby, watch out now. Watch out. I'm on the move, I'm going up. I'm a man on a mission. gotta be against the law to look this damn good.
Watch out now.
Cause baby, I feel real good and I wish I would.
Watch out now.
It's gotta be against the law to look this damn good, baby.
Watch out now.
Everybody watch out. Last call for some alcohol. And don't forget to tip. The sun went down, but we still rolling. The band's still going, playing all ahead. I can't stop now, too legit to quit. I'm coming out the jacket, cause we're turning up the heat. I wanna see you clapping when you get up out your seat. It's time to make it happen when we hit these streets. I'm coming in hot and I can't be beat. Watch out now. Everybody watch out. Watch out. Hey, baby. I'm on the move. I'm going up. I'm a man on a mission with no missions and I'm looking for love. Oh, I'm just looking for love. It's gotta be against the law to look this damn good.
Watch out now.
Cause baby, I feel real good and I wish I would.
Watch out now.
It's gotta be against the law to look this damn good,
Watch out
baby.
now.
Everybody watch out.
Watch out now.
Everybody watch out.
Watch out now.
Watch out.